We must protect what we have learned here. Set the charges and destroy this place.
Destroy this holy relic, surely you jest.
The journey requires sacrifice. Set the charges. Return to us. Our patience is not infinite.
It will be done.
Okay, well, unless you've been living under a rock for the past sort of, how long has it been, about 3 years, or you just happen to hate Halo with a passion, you'll know that Halo Wars is in fact a prequel to the whole Halo trilogy, and it's not a first-person shooter this time. There's no Master Chief, no Cortana, no Sergeant Johnson, nothing like that. Halo Wars takes place, at least at the beginning, on the planet Harvest, which people who are familiar with the lore and all the storyline behind Halo will know to be the first human colony that was attacked by the Covenant. And basically, after a very small Covenant fleet attacks the planet and begins to glass it, the human UNSC basically responds by sending a huge fleet. They retake the airspace above Harvest, and a massive ground operation begins. And that's basically where you come in. You basically are members of the crew of the UNSC Spirit of Fire, huge colony ship sent there, and it's in the last sort of days of the Harvest campaign, and things are going well. And I don't really want to say too much about the plot, because it's like any good Halo game. It does go off in many different directions, has its fair amount of twists and turns, and you know, it's a pretty good plot. Not the deepest thing there is, but there's enough to keep you there. Actually, speaking of the campaign itself, it's, you know, your standard RTS affair. Usually it's missions that consist of protect this unit, escort this other thing to here, build a base, take out the enemy base. It's enough to keep you interested. The campaign is fairly long. I think there's about 15 missions. It's got all the Halo difficulties from easy all the way through to legendary, and let me say, heroic and legendary in this game are extremely hard, so make sure you take advantage of the game's co-op for that one. That's another feature that's pretty well done. It doesn't add too much to the campaign, but it definitely makes the harder difficulties more bearable.
Hard starboard!
Hard starboard, aye.
The game's real big factor here is the multiplayer, and I've got to say it is really well done. For the first time on a console, you've got 3v3 multiplayer, and the matches can get pretty hectic. Decent selection of maps, and also speaking about the maps, you've got some pretty interesting maps that have features on them that make them different from just, you know, your standard map of this. You know, there's one map in particular that has the flood on it, and you can capture 2 points on the map, one to release the flood on the enemy base and the other to release the flood on your own base. Why you'd want to do this, I don't know, but you know, that's obviously where the enemy goes. You know, the maps are really good. The multiplayer overall's really fun and enjoyable.
Supply pad complete. Enemy engagement.
The developers really didn't lie when they were talking about the game's presentation. They've captured the look and feel of the Halo universe perfectly. I mean, if you were going from a first-person game down to a RTS level of scope of things, they've done it brilliantly. The music score isn't actually done by Marty O'Donnell from the other Halo games, but it definitely sounds like something from him anyway, and it just fits the universe so well. Warthogs sound like warthogs, grunts sound like grunts, elites look like elites. Everything's just really well done. I can't praise them enough. You feel like you're playing a Halo game from the get-go. Even the menu is the same as the Halo 3 sort of theme thing, you know, with that blue tint. You got the ominous music in the background. Even the little like bleep sounds as you move over the selections on the menu are just copy and paste, but in a good way. Really well done. As from a technical standpoint, they're really well done. I mean, it's amazing what they've pulled off given the limitations of the Xbox. You know, you got decent amount of units on screen, even in the 3v3 games. Even if everyone was to max out their population limits, frame rate stays reasonably well, and overall textures are really high, animations are brilliant. You've even got some kick-ass ones of like elites and Spartans dueling it out.
But sire, you have me skulk in ancient ruins and search empty temples. How does this help me accomplish my goal?
The war with the humans will require a great deal many more machines than we can currently muster.
I will take what we have.
So, is this game a decent RTS? It is from a console perspective. Just don't expect it to compare to anything that you may have played on the PC. It's definitely the best console RTS game I've ever played. I'd even go as far to say it's better than the Command & Conquer series. Really closing comments, yes, this game is worth picking up. I would definitely say picking up over a rent, simply because it's Halo, everyone likes Halo. The multiplayer's definitely got a lasting factor. It might not hold you for too long, but you'll definitely be coming back to it, put it that way. The campaign's enjoyable, just not that deep, and the plot, again, it's enough to keep you going. It has some fantastic CGI cutscenes, which I'm sure everyone's aware of, and these do a really good job of, you know, tying the whole plot along and actually keeping you interested. So pick up Halo Wars, it's definitely worth a play.
Sir, I'm okay.
Yeah, I better stop before I get too carried away with myself there, folks.